Hey everyone, what's going on? Oisty T from Good Evening Eorzea here, and I'm here to talk to you about day 2 of Shadowbringers Early Access. So day 2 was the Saturday, and with that it did bring some unique challenges that came about with a lot more players being online. In terms of the queuing system was a major issue. So on the screen you can see the video in the top corner is my trust versus non-trust playthrough of the level 71 dungeon. The trust version did take a little bit longer as expected. That was mainly because I made a mistake on the final boss and I died, which means that you do go back to the beginning. You do have to do the final boss, or the trudge to the final boss again. In terms of pulling, that also has an effect. So as you can see in the video, I would stop every now and again, and you actually have to sort of like forcibly move the trust along in order to get to the enemies mobs, and obviously you do only pull one mob at a time, whereas the player one, you may well see, depending on how long the video goes, you'll see us pull multiple mobs at the same time. However, that's not to say the trusts aren't bad. They do have their benefits. You are able to queue in solo. One of the issues that we had yesterday was that because multiple people were online, as well as people getting up to specific places in the main story quest, which is the level 72 solo instance, which spoiler warnings will be in place in this video, because obviously we are having the level 71 dungeon here, but it is one of the starting plot points, one of the major early plot points of the solo instance. So because of that, lots of people were up to there, and it was overloading the queue servers. I solo queued into this with a trust, and it took me 30 minutes to get in with just a trust queue, which is just myself. Normally it should be instantaneous. People were saying that they had solo instance queues that were taking 30, 40, 70 minutes in one case. So the issue that Stormblood had when it came to Valborn Extreme and Pippin Savage was still in place in this instance. They did still have that drawback. However, I did the Oracle of Light much later on in the day. I did it at about 10 PM UK time, and I got straight in, no issues. The same with leveling roulette. The leveling roulette I did about 5:30. I think I had about 9-10 minute wait for DPS. That's impressive at launch. This morning I've went and done an alliance, not an alliance raid, a 50, 60, 70 roulette as a DPS, and I actually got Adventurer in Need. So the queue times have came down. People are reporting that tank queues are much easier now, so lots of people must have got their Gunbreakers 270, which means that the tank queues have calmed down a lot now. So day 2 of Shadowbringers Early Access seems to have went well for a lot of people, apart from this queue time issue. I know there was the DDoS attack over in the States. I believe that got sorted fairly swiftly. And the queue times do seem to have calmed down over on the EU side of things as well, which is all good. As for what I found during the story, as for sort of like some of the things I found, really enjoyed my day 2 experience. The story is moving along at a much quicker pace than I feel Stormblood did. Stormblood still had its pacing issues in terms of like everything moved quickly, but I think part of the issue with Stormblood is that you were moving too quickly because you had to have multiple different stories going on at the same time. You had the Alamigo one and you had the Kugane one, whereas this, you do have a much tighter solo story, which means that it's much easier to get the pacing right, which is what I think they've done. From a personal standpoint, did play Machinist for 90% of yesterday, well in fact all of yesterday. However, when I've looked at it, especially I was having issues when it comes to the Wildfire, Hypercharge, Heat Blast, Goes Round, Ricochet, those types of things. Fitting in Drill, which you kind of want to use during Hypercharge, especially if you've got to reassemble, because it's a 720 guaranteed crit hit, direct hit, massive attack. It's a massive amount of damage, 720 potency, guaranteed direct hit, direct crit. However, it just doesn't fit in that hypercharge window. If you hit hypercharge, you've got 8 seconds. If you then use drill, you've got 4.5 seconds of that 8 seconds left. You can get 3 heat blasts in if your ping and if your latency is really good. It's not worth it. And when I've been looking, Machinist seems to be having that issue going forward. Machinist's main benefit is its insane burst when it comes to AOE. If you can just see up in the trust video, I was using auto crossbow on a giant mob, and because there's no fall off, you're getting 400 to 500k hits, not crits, hits on all the enemies using auto crossbow. So you can get 5 of them in per hypercharge window. So that's in the region of around about 25k per enemy, which is a massive amount of damage when you just AoEing things down. So Machinist for me is going on the back burner. I had got to level 72. I wish I'd now spent the first couple of days doing what I'm planning on doing now, which is to level Dancer. My Dancer's at 74 at the moment. So not 74, 64. I've just gone up to 64 now this morning, just by doing a couple of roulettes as well as beast tribes and things like that. So the next job will be to get him to 72 so I can continue on with the main story quest, as I've left behind Lakeland and I have journeyed to Ilmeg, home of the Pixies. So I'm off to find the people in Ilmeg. I'm not going to go into too much story as much as possible. However, obviously the more that we go through these videos, the footage I'm going to be using to actually have some footage going on, you will have footage there that is going to be something where you can't avoid it. So I do appreciate spoilers will be coming. Plan for today will be to level Dancer as much as possible, the same with tomorrow. I have got real life stuff going on today and tomorrow, which is going to limit my playtime, which is why I'm not going to be streaming until Tuesday. Tuesday I will be back streaming, hopefully back with the MSQ. And hopefully Mr. Murphy will get some streaming time in as well, because he is going through the MSQ as his white mage. He's decided not to go with Dancer, not to go with Gunbreaker even. He's going to be going through it with Dancer. I keep on saying the wrong classes here. He's going to be going through it with white mage. The plan is Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to get through as much of the main story quest as humanly possible. And then Thursday, we're going to do a live episode of Good Evening Eorzea over on Twitch, so that we can talk about our experiences with the expansion in total, in terms of our jobs that we've played, the jobs we wish we hadn't played in my instance, as well as his. He does wish he hadn't spent so much time doing his Gunbreaker and his Paladin as well. We're also going to look at possibly getting someone on from our free company who will hopefully be able to give us a little bit of insight into how they are finding Shadowbringers, and we'll go from there. So, like I say, today and tomorrow it's going to be lots of me leveling. It's going to be Heaven on High. It's why I'm also not streaming, because I don't think people want to see me go through Heaven on High that much. However, the video that is playing is on YouTube as well. It is just a side-by-side comparison of going through trust systems versus going through the actual dungeon with normal players. Just as I'm speaking, the players are at 82-16, so they're actually about 5 seconds behind the trusts. In terms of how long it's taken them, and we've just cleared the first boss, whereas we have just gotten to the first boss in the trust version. So it is much quicker doing it with players, but like I say, there are benefits of doing it with the trusts. I'm going to try and do these side-by-side comparisons as much as possible. That's one of the things I'm also going to be doing during the next few days. If you do want to ask me any questions about my experience with Shadowbringers, about what you want me to talk about in the next videos, please leave your comments in the comment section below or over on Reddit, where I do post a link to the video. So thank you for those people that do take the time to view the videos. It is much appreciated. But until next time, please like, comment and subscribe. And as always, take care.